This is AFTV VIP, the official web app with members-only content, has no ads and a live in-game match center. The bias predictor, it has daily polls and the AFTV 11 selector. Just one click away.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Saturday. We are live and we're here to discuss today's topics. Main one, Willock to start on Sunday. So we've got a lot to talk about. Obviously, yesterday we had a live quiz on Instagram as well. I want you guys to know every Friday we do a quiz where we give away loads of prizes. So make sure you tune into that. It was a great fun. We had my guest on as well, James B. He came on and he had some questionable answers. Questionable answers, but yes, I believe it was for banter. So don't get onto him too much this morning. I want to introduce him now. Yes, my good friend and co-host James B. Welcome. Good morning. Oh.
Yeah, how many people were in the comment section going, "Man said 2003." I was like, I'm clearly joking.
Literally, people were getting at James. Basically, asked a question saying, when was Arsenal founded? He said 2003, and people literally wanted to take off his head.
Celeb. That was good.
I should
have said Partey because then people would have, or Ozil, people would have known I was joking. But
yeah.
Sounds like it actually might have happened.
I thought when you said Bergkamp, I'm a celeb, I was like, no, this guy he's taking it. Obviously, people may question James's knowledge. Let me tell you, James is very informed. It was all joke, it was all banter. But yeah, I went through the comments before we start. I do this every day, every morning. I check you guys' comments as you're waiting in the loadout room. We've got a regular here from Billy. Good morning, Cecil G and James B at AFTV. Good morning. I see you most mornings as well. It's always nice to get your message before we start. And yeah, I've got a round one here from Max. I'm in the Litty committee. Oh yeah. Oh, I think he might be referring to, obviously, Litty committee it's a term from podcaster, but I think also First Island, it's a long story, but yeah, don't worry about that. But yeah, that's that song. Anyway, morning people, we need to get straight to it now. Willock to start Sunday. Before I get into this, let me just make this very clear. This is a big speculation from myself, okay? I believe he's definitely going to be involved, him and Nelson. The reason why I got this from is they both didn't feature in the under-23s yesterday's game. They weren't involved at all in the squad. They normally are. So it goes to show that Arteta, I'm sure, has them in the plans. I believe they've been training as well with the first team. So I'm about 99% sure they're going to be involved in the squad on Sunday. Okay, whether they will start, I don't know. But listen, by merit and on merit, I believe, and what I've heard from Arteta in his press conferences, Willock is likely to feature. Hopefully, he will start. James, what are your thoughts? You know, I know you don't know. We don't really know 100% if he's going to start. But what are your thoughts on Willock starting? Right decision on if he did, if he is.
I'd actually, do you know, I'd go as far as to say it's like a borderline like necessity. Like he has to start. I would almost. I thought about this a lot because we chatted about it yesterday, and it's coming out soon. We recorded the preview show. We've got we also did our news shows, and it's been coming up now. You know, with Partey out, what are the solutions to our midfield, to our lack of creativity? And I saw that. I know you pulled it up, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get on with my life and ignore it. But when you look at the lack of options, the fact that Sabas and Xhaka, even though Sabas gets about, it's not the most dynamic midfield, really. The fact that we lack creativity, the fact that they have a high press, so we're going to need to break the lines, the fact that they concede a lot of goals. I mean, everything screams Willock, doesn't it? I mean, it's absolutely his kind of game. So I think we've got to see him in there. And as you said, it's all speculative, but what's not speculative, or let's say what's a very calculated assumption, is that he's going to be involved in the squad and involved in the game in some capacity. When Willock's on the bench, I tend to use him. He does tend to bring him on, even if it's just like for a run around or whatever. So,
100%.
Yeah, man, I think he's got to play.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, we'll be taking comments all day today. Well, as usual, we take comments all day, but make sure you get them in and we pop it. I'm scanning through today to make sure. Namir, Namer says, I think Willock's to start, but I don't think Nelson will maybe off the bench. So that's kind of my hope, if I'm honest. Tomorrow we'll be doing a pre-match build-up show where we'll build our 11s and I'll explain who I think should start and what will be best for Arsenal. But this is what I think. I agree with you, Namer, that Willock, it'd be nice for him to just get his first Premier League debut. I think he's off merit. I think he deserves it, in my opinion. I don't think Nelson again will start either. I think he might be. I don't think he'll even come off the bench. He might just be involved in the squad and used if a scenario arises within the game that he needs to come on to. That is what I think. James, did you?
I mean, the thing with right. Let me put it this way. See, we anyone who's on Twitter, guys, go take a look. We put together a thread. We'll retweet it again today. It was basically where you could pick your 11, and we gave you the option of formation and different personnel and positions. And for the attacking midfield position and the number 10 role, I was sat there and I was thinking, guys, there's actually quite a few options. Like, obviously I had Joe Willock in there, Smith Rowe, Willian, I can't remember. Oh, Danny Ceballos.
Yeah.
I thought, we're sitting here moaning about a lack of creativity and a lack of a number 10 or whatever, but there are internal options. Like, actually, when you really break it down, you go through the individuals, there are like things we could try that would maybe plug that gap in our team.
Yeah.
So I think Willock starting tomorrow has got to be the first step towards trying something different. And I believe we need to be trying something different now.
Yeah. How would you, James? How would you incorporate him? Would you incorporate Willock with the one sitting, so say Xhaka, and then the two in front and put him alongside someone, or would you have two sitting and let him be the one that's doing the kind of the box or the breaking through the attacking line? That's
to be honest, this is where I think formations can be sometimes a little too overthought. I mean, if you had a 4-3-3 with Willock in there, with Ceballos and Xhaka, for example, when you've not got the ball, you can easily tell him to drop back, make it a solid 3, work hard to defend. And when you do have the ball, get into those number 10 spaces, be a bit more progressive, make runs in beyond. Like, I don't think it needs to be. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't think he's a number 10. I don't think what I mean is, it's really, he's a number 10 in terms of position. Like, he can play behind the striker, but I don't think he's a 10 in what you'd assume is like the natural attributes of a number 10. So someone who has guile, gets the ball.
He's
got a flair, can beat through ball. Doesn't do that. He's more of a runner from beyond. So if you put him in a 4-3-3, you kind of still get that anyway. So it's a weird one. Whether it's a number 10 or one of the three in midfield, I think you basically just got to have Willock in there, and you've got to give him the freedom to run and express himself, because he scores goals. He's got a really good eye for goal, as good as Ram at that age.
100%. James, I fully agree. I feel like seeing him in Europa League, he's always pushing forward. He's not scared to get into the box and break the lines. I think a lot of people put in there. Guys, people watching, just pop in your midfield 3 into the chat as well, just so I can put them up. This is a front 3. I'm assuming Saka, Oba, and Pepe now. Yeah, that's something I would like to see going forward in the front 3 as well.
Can I just take a comment, Sess?
Of course you can.
Sorry, I thought it looked all right.
A pet hair or a cat.
I appreciate this one's gone a bit rogue, but I'm like, I thought it looked all right.
That's funny still. No,
I wear a hat, I wear glasses. If I do my hair, I don't. Whatever. I always get people looking at me like.
I know we're every morning like scouring the news, they preparing and setting up. Like leave James with his hair. Listen, we haven't got our makeup. We haven't got makeup teams anyway. We haven't got the hairstylists, makeup teams at home. Like, come on, guys, we're still in lockdown. Nice little comment here. Good afternoon. I'm watching from Brazil. I want to contribute to your program. Thank you very much for everyone watching from afar. So I'm gonna. Obviously, we spoke about Nelson as well, potentially looking to be involved this Sunday. I don't know how much, to what extent. But hopefully he'll probably be James Fresco. I see people got you, James. Trust me, it's all good. It's all good.
Cheers,
quick these up. Xhaka, Ceballos, CDM. Willian, and in the cam. Oh, do you know what? You might see that from me as well. Yeah, this Sunday in my predicted lineup.
That is another solution. Yeah.
Yep, we've got loads coming in now. Xhaka and Willock and Saka. Yeah, in the midfield. I don't know about Saka in the midfield yet, especially on the game on the return, but definitely involved. Xhaka, Willock, and Ceballos. Not Willock. Pepe should start. There's a lot of Pepe fans actually, and I don't disagree with that. I just don't know if he should play in that midfield. Right, let's move forward. Let's go on to the training ground bust-up. Now, this is spoken about. I'm sure Don Robbie spoke about it as well. He spoke about a lot between David Luiz and Ceballos. It clearly got back to Arteta, and well, he was not happy. He was like, if I find out who's leaked this, yeah, like he was angry about it. James, I know you did a lot of
let me get the exact quotes up for you.
So anyone watching that, basically, I don't know if you heard, blood was drawn in training from blood. Again, we're speculating because obviously I know there was a tweet someone said no, it never happened. But I mean, it caught like wildfire. I don't know where it came from. Look at the two players; they are quite fiery, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if a training ground bust up happened or tempers flared, because you're with each other every day, and it happens a lot in training. Trust me, it happens a lot. So yeah.
But this is sorry. Oh my god, this comment kills me.
Keep popping them up. He was defending his honour. Oh, this name's great as well. Niggly Twiggly.
Sounds like he was on the attack, to be fair.
Yeah, this is.
He was our best attacking outlet, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just another one. Where are the glasses? Look, one day I'll explain when I wear my glasses and when I don't. I get as well. Not. I know people are gonna look at me like, are they just a fashion statement? No, there is actually. There's actually reason. Anyway, let's get to these quotes. Pretty simple stuff, really. Arteta basically said, I don't like the fact that the incident comes out at all. I will find out where it's coming from. I love it when he gets quite defiant. It's like, oh no. That goes completely against what I expect from each other, the privacy and the confidentiality that we need, and there will be consequences. Whew. I mean, whoever's leaked this, I know we're in lockdown, but get on a flight, get out of the country.
It's worrying though, like how much information does get leaked though. Honestly, I know, I get it. They're a Prem club. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world, if not, we're one of the biggest clubs in the world. It's just like, it's crazy to think that, because I reckon that proves to me that there might be truth in it, because he wouldn't get so angry and passionate about covering it up or saying like find out who leaked it if it wasn't true. It probably just leaked faster than he thought. I just don't know how it must be so difficult in a club like that to keep anything truthful.
There has been a lot of, I wouldn't call it bad press, but a lot of like unwanted media attention. There's been a lot of like, unwanted media attention around the club in the last few months. A lot. I mean, the jokes keep coming, don't they?
They're great though.
And this is another now. Yeah, someone's leaked it, and Arteta's furious.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want them. But I mean, who's he suggesting it could be? I mean, I don't think it'd be a member of staff. You know, I don't think there's a coach who just leaked it. So what? Are we talking the players? I mean, that's essentially what we're saying then. So one of the players must have said something.
Yeah, mate. Well, it must. Well, I mean, it could be anyone. Like, it could be anyone. It could be anyone, James, on the pitch, because obviously there's photographers as well. Like, they could be snapping the incident, and then anyone could have leaked that. It's something that's serious happened within the club. I'm
sorry to interrupt. This one did sound particularly bad though. Like, I know they brush off with the old bust ups happen and things, go on in training, and who knows. People keep pointing towards that man. But for blood to be drawn, this wasn't just a scuffle and like a bit of pushing and a bit of like, oh my word, like what happened? Do you know what I mean? Like, this sounds pretty bad, but it sounds like it's been pretty brushed off, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
But why Sabas was getting in these? Do you know? I don't think Luis is the type to get involved in these things. I think he's always been seen as a bit of a father figure at the club. Really good with the youngsters, helps people bed in. Like I don't know. He's a real. I mean, he's kind of a captain without being the captain, Luis. But Sabas is a second incident this year. We saw what happened with Nketiah. Look, these things get brushed off very easily, and they happen. It's no biggie. And I love Sabas's passion. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about him, and his tenacity. But yeah, I don't know. It's all speculation at the moment, but it is a weird one. I never get into these sort of stuff at club.
Daniel has some little inside information. Look at this. I haven't seen. Wait, I don't know if this is true, Daniel. I'm gonna go off your record. I think there's something that William didn't like it. Now I know they're both Brazilian, but
surely not. Surely.
Do you think that's a speculation? He might have said something, and he was like, "Oh, don't talk to my boy like that."
I think that's pure banter. I mean, yeah. We know David Luiz is giving Willian a free home by convincing the club that we needed him.
We need another Brazilian. That's what he said. He said we need more Brazilians. He's trying to make. I told you the Brazil team of old. I'm telling you. But yeah, no, maybe that's. Thank you, Danny, for that comment. That might be a deep speculation as well. But yeah, so I just think Ceballos. The only reason why from his character though, it does seem like he is quite a feisty character in my opinion. Yeah. So I believe there's definitely truth in it. All right, cool. I
think the word is like. He's quite a prickly character, isn't he? Like you can tell that, like you don't want to be his enemy. We've seen it on the pitch. He can be a bit of a. How do I not swear? He can be. Let's call it a wind up for the younger audiences. He can be out there to get you to be quite. No, he's not a dirty player, but he is quite stuck in. He knows. I think. This is how I'm going to phrase it. I think he knows the ways of the dark arts. Do you know what I mean? In football, he definitely Harry Potter speaking here. Like he definitely knows how to just get in your head. Do you know what I mean? He definitely does.
You know what? Yeah. He knows how to press your buttons. There's a lot of players like that in clubs as well. They know where the sensitive spots are. So let's move on to Xhaka saying no. So he said no to all this, the swap deal.
This comment.
He didn't trust in the process. David Luiz was not having it. He was like, no, we need to start the punt, yeah. Imagine. That's funny. That is funny. Jay's coming in with Hogwarts. Oh my lord. So we're going to move on now to Xhaka saying no. So obviously there was a lot of speculation this week. There was news about a transfer request for Xhaka for a swap deal. Xhaka for Eriksen, and he's refused that. He said no. He said I'm not. He doesn't want to leave London. He doesn't want to leave Arsenal. So he just basically shut down all those rumours. He wants to stay. So that I'm not angry at. Like I did say before, it'd be nice to bring in a dynamic midfielder, but I don't think we have to lose Xhaka for it. I feel like under Arteta, he's got better. So yeah, I feel like it's good he just shut down those rumours.
Yeah, and it was, look, you remember when we spoke about it the other morning, it wasn't a deal I was particularly keen on. And that's not, God, I don't sound like a particularly supportive fan here. That's not because I'm like desperate to keep Xhaka. I think Xhaka offers some things. I think he also lacks a lot, really, if we're being honest. I don't think we're going to win the league with Xhaka in midfield, basically. But I just wasn't convinced about Eriksen. The whole deal just reeked of, two clubs maybe trying to force a player they need in the squad, but really it just isn't right for anyone involved. So,
what about Isco though, James? Then, what do you think that was also speculation? Do you feel that wasn't going to happen as well?
Which one? Sorry,
Isco coming in for Xhaka as well. So obviously Eriksen and
Isco's different. I genuinely think Isco's different because he's a more dynamic option to Eriksen. He's a bit more of a ball carrier, can beat a few men. He can play out on the left. Eriksen can, but he's not got the ability to beat a man like that. Eriksen's not too dissimilar to Ozil in terms of work rate, in terms of kind of his best football comes when he's on the ball. Whereas there are players like Isco and others who I've not watched a lot of Isco. People in the comment section might tell me I'm wrong, but you know, I get the impression that Isco's better off the ball. You can play a 4-3-3, have Isco on the left, he offers you something different. So I'm not, I think Arteta's trying to get the spine of the team right, and Xhaka might still be a part of that. So yeah, the whole deal just didn't really make sense to me. I'm glad that's kind of out the window, if I'm honest. Like it just. To be honest, after we spoke about it, I didn't really think about it after. You know, sometimes you hear a rumor and you then want to see if there's is anything being said. Like with the Boz line, it's like, right, what else is being said? What else is out there? What's going on? With this one, I saw it, I went, I got on my life. But you weren't that keen on it, were you? Or I can't remember.
I mean, I don't know. No, I was excited to see. I was excited to see if it had any legs. I actually did chase up on the Isco one. The Ericsson, I didn't, because I think a lot of times when it comes to stories as well and press things getting released, I look at what I would want as a fan. So I actually didn't want Ericsson at all. I don't think he's a good like-for-like swap for Xhaka, in my opinion. So I let that one go. But then when I saw Isco was thrown into the mix, I was like, oh, I want to find out a bit more. And yeah, and I feel like he's at the age, he's at the Isco's at the age, and I still think he has more left in him. So I was like, oh, this will be I wouldn't be too angry at this, but again, after looking deeper, I kind of found out that probably wasn't going to happen. Actually, a lot of deals around Xhaka leaving is not going to happen. He obviously said it in I think it was on Twitter. He said that's not happening. I'm not leaving. So yeah, that kind of sums that up. And I still think we do need a midfielder though. I know obviously it's creative midfield is different, so obviously Xhaka's position, but we definitely need that. Whether it's this transfer window or the next, but I don't want to overfill the midfield like we've done in defence. Like we overfilled our defenders, and now we're shipping them out, and people aren't getting seen or played. I don't want to do that in the midfield. So when we spoke about yesterday getting both midfielders, if whether that's Aouar and Szoboszlai, getting both of them, that was an option. I would actually happily only have one, because we're going to keep. Filling positions that we don't need to, James, if you know what I mean. Unless we ship some out, which by the looks of it, no one wants to leave Arsenal.
Right. Well, look, in fairness, to follow that on, right? Xhaka might be coming to the end of his time at Arsenal. You know, he nearly left in January, so he nearly left a year ago. He's not an aging player. He's not old, but I think he's getting to 28, 29. He's starting to get to those years. And he's not starting week in, week out anymore, which he was under Arteta. And he might feel that, you know what, he prolonged his spell. He's going to end his Arsenal spell on a high, which is good, if he will leave, say, in the summer. But, you know, maybe it's time. And don't forget, El Neni, his value's gone up. You know, maybe a team will come in and say, yeah, we'll give you 50 million for El Neni. Even the club might think. He was honestly, he was a £5 million midfielder back in the summer. But now his value is 10, 15. Maybe you negotiate with some idiotic club for 20. But then Danny Ceballos, his loan ends. So what, are we going to fork out 30, 40 million or whatever? I don't think we are. And I don't think Madrid are going to want to do another loan, because they need the money after the pandemic. So I'm looking at 3 midfielders I could very easily see leave the club there in the summer. Yeah. So it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be, you know, Guendouzi to come back, Torreira. Do either of them have a long-term future of the club? I think Torreira could. I'd love Torreira to come back and make it. Guendouzi, I don't. I think that's because it's a personal issue. And after all that, this is what I get.
Yeah. The comments are a funny place. I'm so sorry. That's so funny. Oh,
trying to go for this like casual, like it's all good.
To be fair,
hair back, just sort of all chill, and then that's what I get. So cheers, guys.
All right, G4 James. All right. We got a super chat. I'll bring this up. Jack Chapman, thank you so much for the super chat. I believe we need Saliba and Oba to play. Saliba is amazing when playing. So I mean, you put that obviously you put Saliba in the second one. Yeah, spelled it different, but yeah, I think you mean Saliba is amazing when playing. We agree. we agree he was doing really well in his previous club, and he's definitely at the level, especially when you've got other players that were playing at his level, playing in the Premier League week in, week out and flying. So I agree, Jack. Yeah, Saliba Oba will play. I just think Oba needs to be down the middle. I am very sure that that's going to happen this Sunday, you know. I'm not going to make too many bets right now.
You think we're going to see Oba down the middle?
Yeah. If he doesn't, Arteta says puts Aubameyang on the left, right, and starts Lacazette, or news coming in today that Nketiah may start down the middle. So, but if that happens and we lose badly, I think Arteta is going to have a lot of questions to answer to. I really do. If Oba's not starting down the middle, because it just seems like the most obvious option now for us going forward. So.
Mate, do you know what? Right, I was literally just thinking about this. It came to my head as you were saying it. You can see I'm tired the way I'm like rubbing my eyes. I'm like this constant like, but hear me out here. There are internal solutions to the things that Arteta supposedly wants to do. We talked about the midfield and the number 10 and getting Willock to play, giving Smith Rowe a chance, playing Willian in the 10, whatever. But there's also lots of other little tweaks to positions we've struggled in he can make. So let's go centre back. I know defence hasn't really been an issue for us, but if he's too scared to play a high press, which it looks like he is, a high press in terms of leaving space in behind and whatever. Bro, Saliba's fast. Saliba and Gabriel, you play a high press with defenders who are imposing, can win the ball like on the press and nick it in front of attackers, but also if it gets in behind, can recover very well. Saliba's the answer to that. There's one solution. We talked about midfield with Willian, Willock, Smith Rowe, take your pick. But also the right wing. If Pepe, we've seen, one of the reasons I think he's been struggling is because he's had to play so out wide. He's getting the ball really on the touchline. He's been asked to make something happen. Whereas we want to see him getting more central. But if that's how you want your winger to play, give Reece Nelson a run. That's what he does. He's right-footed. He beats men. He's able to make that run from out to in. There's another solution. And then on this topic, which takes us all the way back full circle to what we've been saying, if we're not creating enough chances, we're not getting enough touches in the box, we're not getting in behind enough, Aubameyang. Like, these are all solutions. And suddenly that 11 looks more balanced and it looks like he can offer something. And I appreciate Nelson might not be as good as Pepe, or Aubameyang doesn't hold the ball up as well as Lacazette. But, I mean, it's not like the things we're doing now are working. So it just popped into my head sitting there thinking, as you know, when you said you think we'll see Aubameyang start, bro, I think he's start down the middle. I think he's got to, because Arteta needs to start showing that he sees solutions within the team.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people will start saying, "Man, you're too stubborn." We could be better than we are now. We are better than we look now.
Yeah, I just think we're gonna keep talking about this for a while, but I'm gonna try and just move on. But I agree, James. Like, how can you have to play him down? I always talk about the urgency in our play is awful. Urgency to get forward is terrible, and I feel like Arteta, when he came in, he said, "Look, let me fix the defense, get that sorted, tick it all off." Done that. The defense is solid. It's all good. Now we need to work on going forward. The way to do that is putting Aubameyang down the middle, because he's the one that creates them quick chances over the top or down through the channel that he runs onto. He hasn't been doing that down the left. When we played in the cup final, that's what he did. It was literally a through ball and he just ran onto it. And with Lacazette, he's not that he's not dynamic enough, but he's not the player to, when you put it in behind, to spin and run and catch onto it and score. Like, that isn't an Aubameyang thing to do. So.
Fully, and we've got a really good passing range from the back. Kieran Tierney's got a good ball on him. Gabriel and Louise, or even Saliba good on the ball. Whoever were to play, they're very good out the back. Holding can play as well, but Louise is really the one we're looking at there.
Yeah, Louise.
You just want Aubameyang on the shoulder and just a ping. And you know what? If their defender heads it out for a throw and you get into the final third, fine. But we don't have that. Remember, we're trying to put it into Laka. But if he doesn't hold it up, the turnover's too quick and they come straight back the other way. And they're in our half and they're in our third. And it's like, that's not really how we... do you know what I mean? And one of the things we had loads of success with, I say loads of success with, but I don't know if you remember when we beat Everton at the Emirates 3-2 last season, and Aubameyang was playing down the left. Luiz was the left centre back, so often he was finding the ball over the top or attempting that through ball. But now with Luiz playing as the right centre back, we don't have that outlet. If anything, he's having to switch it out wide, and it just doesn't work as well. So it's just, do you know what I mean by it's just these little like niggly things that you can, these little tweaks you can make, and I bet will look 10 times the team.
100%. Look at the set piece stat that we spoke about in our stats preview show. Like, if we just pump the ball forward, I know it's ugly football, it's not the Wenger ball, the Arsenal way, but if we get it forward and try and get it to Aubameyang and then win set pieces or corners, we are likely to score. We have the best record, or we convert the best record, I think, of set pieces.
We've got the best set piece record. We've not conceded any. Actually, I don't know if we've got the best in terms of goals scored, but it's good.
Yeah. But yeah, the conversion rate is good, and Leeds are terrible at set pieces, defending set pieces. So
yeah,
I think that's the game. That should be one of the something that Arteta should be thinking about. Look, this is what I want to do on Sunday. This is one of the ways we can get behind, get in, and score against Leeds. And then he should have obviously other backups, because that's what I get annoyed at with Arteta is we have a plan A, and then the other team figure it out, and then what do we do next? So yeah, I just want to quickly touch on this. The Cookie Cracker Goyen says, is Mari back? Yes, he's back in full training. Yeah, he's back in full training. I don't know if he's going to be involved at all, but I know he's been back in full training.
I think he'll play in the Europa. I think he'll play. Yeah. Is that Mulder away, I think? We have a little look. I really should know.
Yeah, it is. Mulder's in our next game. I don't know if it's home or away, though, but I know that is our next game. Right, guys, I'm just going to move on to one. Keep getting your comments in. I want to keep popping some up as we go along, but I want to quickly just talk about predicted 11. That Chris Whitley, he made a predicted 11 for this Sunday's game against Leeds. He's a chief Arsenal reporter. Okay, so this is what I had to pick this one out because I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I wouldn't have gone with this, but yeah, it's interesting. So it's Leno in goal, Bella and Luiz, Gabriel and Tierney as a back four.
Sorry, Leno, Bella and Luiz, Gabriel, Tierney.
Tierney, yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's good.
And then, okay, that's good. But then Saka, Xhaka, and Ceballos. So Saka in the midfield.
You know he's going to play that stupid left wing back role.
Yeah, now wait for it. Aubameyang, Pepe, and Nketiah. That is his predicted 11. Now, I don't know about that one. Gonna be honest with you. I don't know. Yeah. Aubameyang, Pepe, and then Nketiah, which means he'll have Nketiah down the middle, and Aubameyang there still on the wing, and then Pepe. Obviously, this is his predicted 11 is Arsenal.
Sorry. Whose predicted 11 was this again?
Chris Whitley. So Arsenal chief Arsenal reporter.
Oh, Chris Wheatley.
Yeah, Wheatley.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I thought London. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, like Nketiah's just not enough for me, and it's not an Nketiah thing either. It's something about.
Yeah, I don't think we're being harsh here because obviously I champion young players, but
no, it's a balance thing, mate. It's a balance thing, right? Because if you said to me, Nketiah up front with Nelson on the right and Saka on the left, I'd be sitting there thinking, okay, that's two wingers who can cross the ball, who get into good positions, who are pretty good at sort of setting up chances, creating chances, and then Nketiah might feed off that quite well. So I'd say, yeah, that's quite a young front three. That's quite an inexperienced front three, but it's a balanced front three. It works quite nicely. But the idea of Nketiah with Pepe and Aubameyang either side, I'm sitting there thinking, so what's Nketiah going to do? Is he meant to take the ball, turn and thread it through to Pepe, start assisting Aubameyang, being a creator? He's not going to do that. He doesn't do that. Like, that's not his game. He's a pure poacher. You need creativity in the side, and you need wingers who can cross the ball and get it in the box.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a striker like Nketiah. So this is what I mean where I say, like, the face I just pulled, that reaction, and my sort of dismay at that thought it's not an Nketiah thing. Like, what I think of him as a player, yeah, I'm not sure he's quite up to it yet, but he's young and he can get there. That's a different topic. But the balance isn't right. It's not really right when Lacazette's playing. It's definitely not right when Nketiah's playing. So, Mate, that's my thought. Interesting predicted 11. It's definitely something I could see happening. I know you're not keen on it.
No, I know. I don't want to shoot down. Let me show you this question. Comment. Sorry. Kingsley says Nketiah is good up front, better than Laka right now. He's pressing, will be valuable playing against Leeds. It's a good way to look at it. It is a good way to look at it, but I just don't feel. I don't feel Laka or Nketiah starting is the answer. Playing that up front role, unfortunately, I feel like it'd be good to see him maybe come on as a sub, because if Aubameyang's down the middle and it's not working, I feel like it'd be a good plan B for Arteta. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel Nketiah's. He's just not ready yet for the Premier League, in my opinion. To score goals.
You know what I would say though?
Go on.
Yeah, he did stop. So when we lost at Brighton 2-1 in Project Restart, and that was 2 defeats on the bounce after 3 months away from football. Nketiah then started against Southampton away. I believe he started against Wolves away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he started against Sheffield United. Maybe he did. But anyway, no, he didn't start in that game. But anyway, what I'm saying is, those are 2 really tricky away games we won. So Arteta might see Nketiah as actually a really good answer and a function for what we want to do away from home. And it has proven to work in the past. So that's where I could see it happening. But again, it's just not for me personally. But
yeah, I think Arteta does like to go back to the times where things have worked. I think he's that sort of manager. So that is definitely, he probably is thinking that. But from recent performances and what I've seen, I don't think that he's on merit and talent right now. He's right to be starting or playing in up front as the lone striker. Not yet, anyway. I mean, I definitely think he can be an option off the bench. I wouldn't be angry if I see him come on off the bench on Sunday. I just feel, I feel like there's other options that seem higher and more successful in I mean, a lot of people's eyes over Nketiah starting down the centre, i.e. having Aubameyang down the middle, maybe having someone in the 10, having Pepe and Willian both start. Like, those are more attacking options I feel like will work better for the team than Nketiah.
I agree. But mate, anyway, either way, this is a must win.
It is a must win, and it's a must win. And on that note, as we're overrunning nicely, I'm gonna wrap it up for here today. I want to say thank you. So I'm reading comments as I'm gonna wrap up.
I've been quite fixated on the comments as well.
The comments are flying in. I'm going for like this one. Says I'm going for Arteta today. I am Mr. Trust the process as well. Give him time. So I'm just saying the things that, as a fan, I think seem quite obvious, and I feel like other fans also agree. So I just hope that he just makes the right decision on Sunday. I'm not saying I give up on him or anything. I just feel like, listen, this is after international break. We need to hit the ground running. We do need points. We do need points this Sunday. So I'll be disappointed if I see things that we've seen previously that clearly haven't worked. That's the only thing. I'm not, that's my thoughts on that. And obviously people saying play Smith Rowe soon as well. By Malia Redhead. Cool. Yeah. On that note, people, listen, have a great Saturday. Thank you for watching. James is here. He's gonna go sort that out now, I'm sure, because it's the weekend. It's time to get out. Well, we can't go anywhere because we're locked down. But you know what I mean. It's Saturday. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for many more lives. Again, we're back every day. We should be back tomorrow morning before we hit the studio. So make sure you tune in tomorrow morning's live. We're here every day, like I said. Hopefully we get the 3 points this Sunday. And we're back in the studio tomorrow. So make sure you're watching our live on the build-up show, the watch along, the aftermath, and that's it. The pre-match build-up show. Love you all. Have a great, great weekend. Take care. I'm going to end it how I always end it, on our new AFTV app. Make sure you check it out. Peace.
This is AFTV VIP, the official web app with members-only content, has no ads and a live in-game match center. The bias predictor, it has daily polls, and the AFTV 11 selector. Just one click away.